Greetings from Anderson, South Carolina. It's Caroline Sullivan with Too Fit to Quit. Today, what I'm going to be doing is more of a mini group pump. So before you start to do any exercise program, I love to have you watch to get an idea of what this is all about. But I want you to talk to your doctor or your physician and find out if you are able to work out and what kind of workouts you are able to do before trying to perform anything that I teach on these videos. So anyway, I want you to have a good time. We're going to do a short warm up and go right into some biceps is the first move we're going to do. I've got 8 pounds and 15 pounds. I do have a bench in front of me. I'm not going to be stepping. I do have a chair beside me to balance if we're doing thighs or anything where I might need to hold on to have some good balance. I do have water with me. Be sure to have a towel with you so you can wipe your sweat. And we're going to do a light warm up and get this thing going. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and march it out. Just march lightly in place. There's no music going, and that's because of the music rights. But you don't need music, really, to get a good workout. We're together on this. So we're marching. We're going to march a little more. Think about, instead of stomping, think about lifting your knees, using your abdominals. March it. Go ahead and pick up those knees a little higher. Lift, lift. Think upward motion instead of downward. Keep moving. You're just warming up. Keep moving. Let's do about 8 more. About 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to tap the bench, or if you don't have a bench, I want you to just tap the floor with your heel. Now you're going to change the arms to a curl, and then a bench press, push, and then an arm cross, press, overhead press, push, out in an angle, chest press and cross. Stay here for 4, 3, gonna add a knee lift. Knee lift, pull down. Think about your lower abs lifting your foot and your lats crunching in, elbow to knee. If you can get that leg up there, go ahead and do it. You can take this to any kind of level that you want. If you're a beginner, you can stay light and easy. Experienced, what you waiting on? I don't need to baby you. Go ahead, get it going. Come on, come on, pump it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Back to a tricep down and a heel press. That should have gotten your heart rate up slightly. And you're gonna hold. Push one foot out in front. Keep that chin up. Push the glutes behind, keeping your hands off the joints. Hands on the quads. Reach for that toe. Notice my back is nice and flat. To go deeper, I'm going to inhale through my nose. And exhale out of my mouth and drop the elbow. And get a nice stretch through the hamstring. Calf muscles, soft knee. Hand to quad, tilt the hips and roll out. Other side. Place that foot in front of you. This is just a light stretch. Chin is up as you sit back. Get those hands off the knee joint on the quad. You want to reach for that toe. Take a deep breath through your nose. Exhale and drop the elbow. Great. And hand to quad, soft knee roll up. Excellent. Upper body. We're just going to punch toward the camera or toward your television, whatever you're watching this on. Turn, turn. Make sure that shoulder can come around. Let's do a few more. And 4, 3, 2. We're going to do a rib cage slide. So your hips are steady. So you're just warming up the lower and the upper back. So you're going to slide. Like I said, from here down, nothing's moving. So slide and slide. Keep breathing. You're going to drop the elbows down. So your abs are slightly are tucked in, your hips are slightly tucked under, and you're just using your obliques to crunch side to side. So yes, these are standing abs, but it's also a core warm up. You're once again gonna push front. 4 more of those. Over the ear, reach, reach. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great, flat back and roll. There you go. We're gonna start with the biceps. So I'm gonna go for the first set. I'm gonna bend at the glutes, pick up my weight. So I'm going with 8 pounds. It's crucial to keep those elbows under your shoulder joint. So you wanna start from this position. You wanna keep that elbow here. This is a hinge. So this little hinge needs to stay supported underneath that shoulder joint as you curl, and then you want to control on the negative. So you're going to lift up. So you want to exhale on the lift. You want to always exhale on the push, pull, or lift. Exhale. Let's do 4 more. Up and exhale. So you want to feel the bicep, lifting that weight, and curl. Let's do 8 more of these. I'll make 16. 8. You should be feeling it. 7. Exhale. Keep the glutes lightly squeezed. Let's do 4 more. That's 4. Here comes 3. Last 2. And 1. Because it's the first set, we're going to pulse it 3 times. And we're going to stretch it about 75% down. And stretch. Abs are in. Hips are lightly tucked. Let's go 4 more. There's 4. And a stretch. Here's 3. You should really be feeling this, or your weights are probably not heavy enough. Last 1. And release. You're gonna bring the shoulders back, hold the weights, go ahead and turn your palms out to get a nice stretch through your bicep right here. Just hold it. Chest is up. I hope you felt that. So the next move we're gonna work, or the next muscle, is gonna be the back of your arm, the opposing muscle of the bicep, the tricep. So for this move, I normally, if I'm in the weight room, I have a flat bench, and I've got a mirror in front of me, and I place a hand flat on that bench. Might point my shoulders forward so my back is flat. I'm not very open, in other words. So soft knees, draw that elbow in. So I'm gonna keep see that angle of just shoulder, elbow. My elbow is going to stay right where it is. I'm gonna start at my hip joint, or right up under my elbow. I'm gonna kick back and stop right there. So no swinging, okay? Hold it right here at the hip and kick, kick. Exhale, there's the push. So that's where you breathe. Exhale, blow out the mouth. So inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. There's 4 more of those. 1 more set. Let's go. Final 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down on the edge of my chair. Gonna bring an arm up right by my ear. Gonna support it so my elbow's right over my shoulder. I'm gonna dip this down. See, I've got a perfect dog leg, 90-degree angle. I'm gonna push up through the heel of my hand. So supporting my arm, I'm gonna push, push. So I'm teaching proper technique as well as the workout. That's my thing, my deal. Keep going. Exhale, exhale, blow out. Notice I'm not using any wrist. The weight is just hanging there and I'm pushing through the heel of my hand. Last 1 and release. So we're gonna stand, we're gonna go to the other side. So there again, soft knees, flat back. Now I don't have a chair to put my hand on, so I'm gonna place my hand not on my knee joint, but on my quad. Flat back, eyes on the mirror, hand to the thigh. Here we go. There's 16 of these. Keep pushing. Exhale. Exhale on the push. push, squeeze. You can also remember to stop right here at the hip. 2 and 1. You're going to stop, have a seat, bring this arm right beside your ear, drop this the wrist over, so I've got a perfect 90-degree angle supporting my arm so it's not hanging out here with all the weight in the elbow joint. You want it straight over the shoulder. You can also support yourself by putting a hand up under that weight when it gets too heavy, but right now you just want to press it. Exhale through the heel of the hand. There's no wrist involved as far as throwing the weight like this. I see that sometimes. So 8 more, 7, 6, I'm exhaling, I hope you are. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we did biceps and triceps. We are, whoops, there goes the water. We're going to quads. So when we want to do a squat, I see, or a lot of instructors, we see this. It's sort of a gradual knee, then a glute, maybe that kind of move, kind of a, you know, until you get the hang of it in your head, you know, it seems like a challenge. But if you will just think like this, if you're going to do a broad jump, your eyes would be straight ahead on your mark. And you keep your chest up. I always say portrait face. This would not be portrait face. Keep that chest and crown of your head up. Sit back as if you were going to jump into a broad jump, and then jump, and you land, and you're still looking, right? So you're pushing up out of your heels. We're not going to be jumping, but you're going to be squatting. So it's going to be that feeling. You've got to push back into the muscle you're going to use to be able to use the muscle the way you're trying to use it, the way you're trying to work it. So yes, this is going to hurt the knees. No, this will not hurt the knees. And squeeze up. It's best to not let your hips drop below the knee. You know, unless you've been working out a long time, unless you're in some sort of special program that's teaching you how to do that without impairing yourself. The main thing to do to keep this safe, to get a good glute workout, is just to sit back in those heels, keep the chest up, eyes straight ahead on yourself, and push up. So on that note, you can grab whatever weights that you want or use nothing. If you want a rounder, harder glute and more stronger cut quads, I'm picking up 15s just to be a little heavier than what I normally do. So face ahead, your feet are about a foot apart, shoulder width apart. You're gonna, same thing as a broad jump. You're gonna sit back and you're gonna push up through your heels. Notice I tucked my abs under. You're gonna sit back, squeeze up. Sit back, squeeze up. My toes are even light. I've got my toes lifted. So I'm pushing through my heels more than anything. And I'm really thinking about it, because when you're in your toe during this kind of exercise, you're going to be more than normal in your knee. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So you might not be able to go down this far. When you do this correctly, you can actually sit back enough to tap the weights to the floor and squeeze up with your glutes. But if you're new, and I should have said this earlier, just divide everything that I do in half. As long as you're pushing your glutes back and then pulling up through your glutes and tucking under, slightly under, nothing, nothing exaggerated. Just a squeeze to the middle, right there. That's perfect. This will get your heart rate up. Really, the heavier the weight, the better the heart rate. Let's do 2 more. And 1, release. Okay, I know I've talked a lot about form, but that's a big one. So now we're gonna do inner thigh. I'm going to continue to hold the 15. Right here, my toes are pointed at the corners of the room. My eyes are straight ahead, portrait chest and head. I'm gonna hold this weight just like this, but I'm not gonna let it collapse my shoulders. I'm gonna keep my shoulders straight back, hips slightly tilted, weight in my heels. So I'm gonna go downward, not in a forward bend, but I'm gonna pretend like I have a small child on my shoulders. So if I lean forward, the kid's going in a somersault on the ground in front of me. So keep your head up, take a deep breath, and we're going to go downward. There again, my feet are far enough apart to where when I squat, my knee lands over my ankle. So I'm gonna push up through my heels, inner thighs, quads, squeeze my hips slightly under. Gonna come down and up. There again, if you needed this, and you only wanna go down a couple of inches, that feels comfortable to you, that's great. But if you've been coming to class a long time, get a heavy weight, keep your eyes ahead, go ahead and touch the ground with it. Exhale on the lift. There we go. It's a push and a lift. I guess that could be an argument. Push through your heel. Push through your heel and lift your glutes. Push through your heel and think about your inner thighs. Think about your quads. Think about your quads. Think about your glutes. Pushing the 15-pound dumbbell as well as your body weight. You don't have to tell that one. That's solely for you to know. Exhale. 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 Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Excellent. So that worked your inner thighs, your quads, your glutes, the whole 9 yards. That's great. Those are 2 great combos to do for any age, especially if you're starting to get in your 50s, 60s, 70s, probably 70s. If you haven't worked out a lot, you might have thought all that tennis was helping, but you gotta have muscle. Anyway, we're gonna work the opposing muscle, which is the hamstring at this point right here. Protects the back of the knee. So the way to do this, I start with a beginner, hands behind the back or intermediate. The point is you don't want your shoulders, your arms to do a stretch Armstrong is what I call it, like this. Keeping your hands behind and your chin up gives you a flat back, keeps you from using your middle back. So I've got a nice stretch through my hamstrings right here. This is the stretch. So I'm gonna use my hamstrings to squeeze and lift my whole torso. And I'm just gonna squeeze my hips to neutral right here at the top. So you can come down for a slow count of 4 and up for a slow count of 4, or you can go in 2s. So I'm gonna grab there again the 15s. You can use whatever you want. Here's the other way to do it. We used to do it like this, okay? Here's the wrong way. Look at my back, it looks horrible, I know, but that's what we see in class. sometimes. And that's our fault because we gotta teach it. So stiff legs, arms are straight as if they were behind your back. My shoulders are not going to stretch, my hands are not going to stretch. I'm just gonna flat back like a soldier, keep my chin up, sitting in my heels, squeezing up with a stiff leg. I don't have any bend in my leg. So stiff leg deadlift, my chin is up. When your legs are stiff and your knees are, yes, locked out, exhale, shoo. Then you're really working the back of that hamstring. Shoo. Exhale as you pull up. Flat back, shoo. Squeeze up. Flat back, squeeze up. Flat back, squeeze up. Flat back, squeeze up. Let's do 2 more like this. Squeeze up, 1 more. Squeeze up and release. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead, before I go to shoulders, I'm gonna do some outer thighs. We'll do medial delts and frontal delts and a light stretch and wind this up, and it will be a 30-minute workout. So on this motion or this move, you wanna have something to hold on to. We do this in our bar classes and I love them. So there again, we're working with geometry. So you've got shoulder, hip, ankle. If you're brand new, you're older, whatever, you're just trying to get a workout in your kitchen, stay soft-kneed, not knee forward, but sit your booty back and then just roll your foot out and in as if you have your foot like on maybe a little golf ball or a tennis ball, and just push out and pull in with your inner thigh. Push out and pull in. If you are more of an intermediate, you can come to an angle the way I was just a minute ago. You can even lean all the way out if you want and get parallel to the floor. But this is good. I like this angle. So I'll start right here, and I'm going to drop, lift. My foot's flexed. You can point it or flex it. You can do one of each because you'll feel that if you do that. So you're going to exhale, but notice I'm in complete control of the motion, and my hand is here to stop my leg from going too high. I'm exhaling, I'm squeezing up. Drop, squeeze up. Drop, squeeze up. Drop, squeeze up. Let's do 4 more. Squeeze up. 3, squeeze up. 2, squeeze up. 1, and hold. And you're gonna pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 3, 2, and release. Bring it in. Stretch, push the hips out, bent knees, arm over the ear, and then release. I'm gonna come around the other side. Time is ticking. So you pick. You can roll out just like this and keep it simple, or you can come to an angle right here. So let's drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Squeeze with the glute. Think about the motor, the whole motor is right here, lifting that heavy shoe. Let's do 8 more. 7, you only wanna drop so far and come up so far. So I'm in a perfect angle. Last 2, last 1, and hold. So you're gonna drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, down, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's do 8 more. Final 8, 7, you got it. 6, stop if you have to, but really try to keep going. Last 2, and 1, and release. Bend at those knees, arm is over the ear for a nice stretch. Woo, and then come down. Feels so good. Last and not least, we're gonna do medial delts. First set is gonna be with no weight. Gotta teach this. If you're gonna do heavy weight, keep those elbows bent, just like that, and wrist and elbows moving together. Stopping right at the shoulder, pulling right back down. So this is the motor, and it's lifting actually this weight that's in your gripper. This is just an extender with a joint in between. So if you have a weight in your hand and your elbow is slightly bent when you're doing this, I can feel the pressure in my elbow area. So if you're gonna use weights, and we may as well go ahead and do that. I'm gonna move this chair out of the way. You're gonna stand tall, shoulders back, abs in. You're gonna think about that motor. It's the medial delt. So you're gonna lift out and bring it in. I'm gonna lift, you're gonna feel it right there and down. You're gonna lift, this is easy, easy, harder, right there and down. So that's where you're gonna exhale. Right there, exhale. Strong arm. Exhale. Strong arm. Exhale. Strong arm. And you can, some people will turn it like this. You never want to lay that thumb backward or the top of the weight backward because that's the tennis elbow. Oh yeah, I'm going at a V so I don't run off my background in case you're wondering what I'm doing. Keep going. Exhale. Oh yeah, we're almost there, you guys. We got like maybe 2 minutes. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Right here we go. Shoulders back, frontal delt. Straight arm, no bend in the elbow. Straight arm. As if you're trying to hand the weight off to someone in front of you, but you just can't quite reach them. Keep that elbow long and straight so that the weight doesn't fall into the muscles and tendons around the elbow. You want the frontal delt, the top of the shoulder to work. Exhale. Exhale. exhale, exhale. Let's do 4, let's do 3, let's do 2, let's do 1, release. Last and final motion, thumbs on top. This is mainly for group pumps, so no criticizing on this part because I know it's mainly like this. Just start, you can put the weights together, thumbs on top, pull them up with your fingertip, your fingers. Notice my knuckles are down, I'm not rolling back. Drop it to your navel, lift, lift, exhale on the lift. This works the frontal delt as well as the trapezius, which runs from your neck down to your shoulder. Keep breathing. 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, last 3, just 2, just 1. I'm gonna put it down and we're gonna stretch. I want you to be sure to drink water. There's not a whole lot of time to do that, to stop during these workouts. Time is ticking. Arm across, be sure to stretch out all your muscles. Always be sure to warm up, drink lots of water, bring a towel. I really hope you enjoyed this mini lower body and upper body workout. I'm Too Fit to Quit from Anderson, South Carolina. This is Caroline Sullivan signing off.